Iran's Revolutionary Guard. They launched the first satellite into space on Wednesday, that's April 22nd, 2020. So, they're revealing to us what experts are saying. They're describing as, yes, a secret military space program. I mean, during the pandemic, during the war, during what just happened, considering what's happening with Iran, I mean, it could be serious. It could advance its ballistic missile development in Iran, of course, amid wider tensions between the Islamic Republic and the U.S. So that was a video on April 24th when I saw Iran had sent a spy satellite up on April 22nd, and of course I talked about it in a video on April 24th. Here's Elon Musk too, so it was repetitive. Lots of satellites were going up. Lots of action out there. I mean, the explosion, the port in Beirut in November, then there was many incidents that occurred. So real quick, directed energy weapons. When did we start hearing about that? Very recently, right? Well, there's one thing, and this is leading up to Haim Eshed with his revelation. If we know April 22nd, a spy satellite went up in Iran. Apparently, Iran and Turkey claim to have already directed energy weapons in active service. And the first usage of directed energy weapons in the combat was claimed to have occurred in Libya in August 2019 by Turkey, which claimed to use the Alqa-directed energy weapon. Haim Eshed is a retired brigadier general in the Israel Defense Forces and former director of space programs for the Israel Ministry of Defense for nearly 30 years. Eshed helped launch spy satellites, which he said would help provide high-quality surveillance of Iran. So this is where we're at to get a really good idea of what's going on. His education was at Technion Israel Institute of Technology. He is born in 1933, 87 years old, and guess where he was born? In Turkey. Cape Canaveral, Florida. SpaceX launched a clandestine U.S. spy satellite into space for the National Reconnaissance Office, NRO. That was on Saturday, December 19th, marking its 26th rocket of the year.
One day the whole world will know exactly what is on the moon and everything that I found out.
We also know that it's part of a class of U.S. spy satellites called Orion, also known as Mentor or Advanced Orion, that began in operation in 1995. The legacy stretches a far ways back, all the way back to the America's original Corona spy satellites in the 1960s and 70s. The Corona program was a series of American strategic reconnaissance satellites produced and operated by the Central Intelligence Agency Directorate and Science and Technology with substantial assistance from the U.S. Air Force. Corona was created by a small group of CIA, Air Force, and private industry experts who were tasked with finding a way to provide broad imagery coverage of the USSR to identify missile launch sites and production facilities. President Dwight D. Eisenhower formally endorsed Corona in February 1958. So let's head to the moon, because I want to see the surface. I'm starting to lose my voice completely. Something going on in my chest. This is the surface of the moon. There's something on the surface, bottom right there, that's lifting up smoke, making a long trail as it's, Tasmanian devils just running across the surface. What the hell is it? You gotta wonder. It's there on the surface. Imagine that rising up off the surface like that. Is some type of turmoil on the surface, and it's an object that's moving. I'm going to plunge you into the clouds. For those who like and appreciate researching, as for the trolls, I don't give a crap if you don't appreciate the blurriness. This is the truth. Look at that. 3 lights going by. Did you see what I just showed you? Watch the UFO over top that will appear and let go smoke. Him. or her. Look at the smoke at the bottom. While that other object, 3 objects simultaneously flowing by at the same time. Look at the objects on the bottom. I just showed you the U.S. Navy. You see a black spot with a sort of a shape with a field or a light around it. Well, these are propelling themselves. Could even have some type of fuel behind them. We see that. Again, I got a lot of comments there. Bruce, there can't be any clouds on the moon. It's impossible. And listen, you're not nuts. I understand you. Everybody says that. But without having any proof, we're just looking at information online. Look at this. A deliberate, massive puff of cloud or smoke, whatever it may be, here with the exposure descended. There's just no 2 ways about it. Look at those 3. Can you see that? Whoa. 3 lights appear at the same time, and it looks just like the one that was flowing by that I showed you. This is all proof on the surface of the moon. How do you hide the truth? How do you hide a video, a whistleblower video that somebody's trying to share the truth, like I'm doing right now? You integrate a lie, but a lie that's a lot more convincing than the truth itself. It only makes sense. On the internet, everything is there. You have the truth, you have the misinformation. And if you look around, and if you're smart enough, and obviously like the big researchers, if you are following events, every event that happens, you don't have to mark them down. You can go online and look, like I just did, to find out when all the spy satellites went up and everything. All the information is there. Check it out. Everyone has to understand that the UFOs are coming from the surface of the moon. I'm not saying all the UFOs flying around are from there, but these are. And look how I know it. The lights on the surface are appearing. They're UFOs. Everywhere they're appearing. They're moving around. It's a highway. They're either coming out of the moon itself, which I've shown in the past. And when I say the past, like last week, right? Or the week before, we could see them. Look at it. It's a UFO on the surface. It's many UFOs on the surface that are taking off from the surface. If it was in the news, if it got out to religious associations, everyone would be in an uproar. Well, there's the problem. Probably. So count yourself lucky that you're seeing it here and that I'm able to keep the videos up. Look at the lights in the background behind the UFO. All details proving that this is real footage, and details showing us, look, we're looking at mountains in the background on the dark side that no one ever sees. These UFOs are illuminating the ground so much that it's illuminating the whole east side of the moon. And this was 2 UFOs that I captured descending to the moon. We're going to see that in different ways. Look at it. It's a shape or form, but then it comes down to the surface and goes under the clouds. So we have UFOs, but then again we have things like this, which are illuminations and cloud-like objects. Watch this. You will see it illuminate, and you will see the smoke. And why is it illuminating? It's descending. There it goes. Gone, descending into the darkness of the surface, and on the left you see that puff of smoke left, which I'll get the circle up for you here. We're looking at the same thing. We're further out. There's the smoke that remains on the surface because it's lighter, like all smoke does, in an atmosphere. This UFO is flying over top of the clouded surface. And again, whether the clouds be natural or not, I know I repeat myself. I mean, I'm not telling you that there's an atmosphere on the moon. I'm telling you, wake up, there's a possibility that there's an atmosphere on the moon. That's what I'm trying to say. Check it out. Listen, if they're inside of Mars, American astronauts, they're definitely on the moon, right? I would have loved to have heard what date he would have said that they went to Mars. Probably a long time ago, maybe even around 69, 70, probably, who knows, right? And if there's any reason that Russia, China, and all the other countries would not say a bloody word about it, it's because they're obviously doing the same bloody thing on other planets. So, one new global reset, one global new world, everyone's together. All the borders that we have here on Earth are the borders for the people, so that we believe that we're being taken care of by our own governments, when in reality there's always only been one government. Many secret societies and associations. Infrared. Did you just see that disappear? We're going to see that again in slow motion. A UFO goes by and then disappears. The end of the year is here. I will be putting some of my favorite captures that I've captured in 2020 and also some of your favorite captures. Watch it. There it is. And gone. I was able to capture several UFOs that are close and that go further out. Look at this one. Did you see how fast that was? Watch. We'll show it again afterwards. This is a very fast-moving UFO, and I was following a slow-moving UFO, and watch the reaction of the camera. Watch how fast I was. You'll see I saw a UFO in the bottom, and then the other one goes by. The minute I see it in the camera, I followed it. There it is. Did you even see it? That was luck. My eye was looking right at it, and there it is, going by. Fast as hell, too, and it goes right to the edge of the neighbor's house and then disappears. This UFO, watch what happens. One's going downwards towards the other UFO that you see. So some nights I saw up to 60, 70 UFOs, and I even filmed it. I have a video that I filmed 30 UFOs without turning off the footage. There was just saw light coming from this object, and yeah, there it is. That's when it fizzes out. This one fizzes out too, going downwards. So check it out. These are both aligned, okay? And then they veer off, or one veers off. More the one on the bottom takes off downwards, is smaller, and this one goes off and tends to go more upwards. So now I'm boggled. I saw another one go by on the left there. There's the other one on the bottom. So the sky is literally filled, literally filled with all these UFOs. But it's been quiet for a long time, over a month. Ever since the whole world's been different. Stay inside the sixth. It's gonna rain. Slow disclosure is in progress. More information will be coming. A lot more.
This is Houston. Say again, please.